Alright, just gonna wait for a few more people to get here. Make sure that we're going live, everything is good. Is it not stream? Hey everybody, give me just 1 second. It's giving me a whole bunch of warnings and stuff on my restream. Not really sure why. But hello everybody! I am your curvy geek, Mari. I'm going to be streaming this wonderful, awesome game that has been created by the company that I work for. It's a Squid Sin Squad called Love Mythos, Sanctuary Island. We are trying to get our Kickstarter funded. And we would appreciate it if you would check out our Kickstarter. Let me grab that link real quick before I start playing. Because I don't think Alana's in the room quite yet. And she's usually the one slapping the links around. Oh, you are. Hi. Hi, you. Well, here is the link to the Kickstarter. This game is a wonderful, beautiful game. It's a dating sim with mythological monster girls and boys and otherwise. It's very inclusive. We got people of all shapes, sizes, orientations, all the Asians. We got them. Yeah, so I'm going to do the demo of this game tonight here for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Are you guys ready? Hi, Ruben. Hi, Raymond. Hi, Ray. Hi, Hale. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Frank. You guys ready to dive in? Yes, let's do some monsters. Hey James, how's it going? Alright, we're gonna get started. Where am I? It's so dark and dry. Oh, right. I had been swimming, chasing a fun school of barjacks when I was caught in a net. The thin ropes had been like viscous, burning fingers biting into my skin, wrapping around my limbs and choking me. I had tried to get away, but I was hauled up onto a ship before I could escape, cut free from my bonds only to realize I wasn't alone. There were at least a dozen tall forms around me, their features blotted out by the too bright sun behind them. I hated being on land, and that hate was enough to delay my realization of who, or rather what, was surrounding me. Humans. Real, in the flesh humans. I was so scared by the thought of what they might do to me that I shed my skin, thinking I could talk to them. That turned out to be the worst thing I could have done. They made it clear that they had no interest in speaking. They put their hands on me, pulling at my hair, my limbs, dragging me across their blood-slicked deck. I could smell the guts and bile of many a fish, and I couldn't help but wonder if I would follow the same fate. As if that weren't enough, they took my precious, beautiful skin away, then threw me down into a vile, noxious pit with no light and stale air. I could hear the ocean outside, but I could feel no fresh spray. I was a prisoner. So sad. That thought haunted me for hours. It was a daze. I didn't know, and there certainly was no way to find out. So I just sat in that hole, rotting, stinking, and decaying. All I could do was repeat the same phrase over and over to myself. What's that? Hey, is anyone down there? Yes, me! I found Faye. I found the Faye the Oracle saw. I love this guy. The Manicore. Faye! How had magical creatures found a skinless Selkie in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean? Kadim is cute. Please remain calm. We'll have you out in just a minute. What's your name? Alright, what do you guys think I should name myself? Just cause for funsies. What the heck? Name out some names. Think, Alana, think. Thanks, Obama. Yes. Thanks, Obama Chava. In honor of Mahale. Scrumpies. Oh man, there's so many good names going on here. Scrumples. Alright. Scrumples. Oh no, we can't add that one too. Alright. Thanks, Obama Chava is what we're going with today. But we're we're gonna have honorary like scrumples at the end. I'll just say it. Alright, and this is what I really love about this game right here. Is that we are all inclusive here. She, her, he, his, they, their. It's a beautiful thing. Pronouns for everybody. Pronouns for everyone. Rounds of pronouns for everybody in the room. So I'm gonna go with they, their this time. Hava. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? You're right, because I do have a friend that's named Hava, and that is exactly how it is spelled. You're right. That's a nice name. I'm Kadim. We're here to get you out of here. We? He didn't answer, disappearing for a second before throwing down a harness attached to a long rope. Just put that on and we'll get you out of here. Make sure the buckles are secure. Buckles? Yes, the... Oh, right, water dweller. See those plastic bits? They click into each other. I looked down at the strange harness. What he said made a bizarre sort of sense, and I managed to get it on safely. Alright, just relax. I'm going to pull you up. Okay. He hauled me out of my prison, and I was blinded by the bright sun outside. I covered my eyes as I was carried off, and when I could open them, I was on a small ship speeding away from the one I had been kept prisoner on. I felt tears sting at my eyes and my throat squeezed closed painfully. Was I really free? How long I had been kept in that awful hole? I couldn't say, but as I watched it disappear in the distance, it couldn't vanish quite quickly enough. Oh, that's all. Yeah, I figured it was a Hebrew name, because my friend is Jewish. My daughter's name is actually Mira, which is the Hebrew name for princess. So. Ooh, sexy mermaid lady. I don't know if you guys saw the meme that Alana made a few weeks ago for this, but you're from the future! Tell me how it is. Do we have hoverboards? Alana made this, like, meme. Oh, Sandy made it. Sandy, the artist. She made it. About how, starfish, the suction cups are on the bottom. So basically, like, the stars are just sucking her titties. Oh, it was amazing. Nice. Hello, Alan. Hello, new people coming in. For those of you who are just coming in, we are playing the demo for a game from Squidson Squad. It's an indie company that I'm a part of. I'm part of the mobile department. And this game is from the PC department. It's going to be launched on Steam if our Kickstarter can get funded. We are so close yet so far, and we need your help. It's called Love Mythos Sanctuary Island. It is a monster, girl, and boy, like, mythological creature dating sim. So, again, here's the link to that Kickstarter. We really need your help to get this all funded. We are super close. I think we're like something like 2K away from our goal, and we really really appreciate your assistance in that, because we'd like to finish this game and then bring you some more games in the future. And this one being the first of many. We're 2.7K away, guys. Yes, mythological creatures. Dating sim. Super awesome writers, super awesome, which is Alana Leilani. You can check her out on her Facebook. She is also a cosplayer and seamstress. Sandy is the awesome artist of this. And then, of course, the programmer and the composer. They're both awesome. They're both awesome dudes. So yeah. But I like the organic pasties. Yeah, you would think you'd get chapped after a while, right? All right, so here we go. We're going to continue now. All right. Here, try to drink a little. You're very dehydrated. I blinked, realizing I had been placed in a shallow pool. The water cool to my parched skin. A pretty siren was leaning over me, holding some sort of container to my lips. Thank you. Shh, just drink for now. We're only doing our jobs. I'm Kailani. I nodded slightly, sipping down the cool liquid. How long had I been trapped down my skin? We have to go back for my skin. Hey, I need you to lay back down now. You're in no condition to get up. But my skin! Kadeem looked everywhere for it once our scanner said you were a Selkie. I'm so sorry, but whoever kidnapped you must have taken it with them when we boarded the boat. What? We have to go after them. That's my skin. Dizziness swamped me, and suddenly I had a hard time keeping my eyes open. But without my skin, I could never go home. Just relax now, sweetheart. You've been through a lot. When you wake up, you'll be somewhere you can heal. We're going to help you get better. That was the last thing I heard before I slipped off into sleep. Huh. Where am I? Oh, good, you're awake. You're in our medical facility. How are you feeling? Alive, I guess. And groggy? How long have you been out? About 4 days. We've had you in an IV while you rested. You were pretty sick when you first came here. And where exactly is here? Oh, where are my manners? I'm Counselor Zafine. You're on the Oracle's Island. The what now? Many years ago, there was a great war between the humans and the Fae. A powerful oracle who both sides wanted to support them, but she refused to choose. She foresaw that their war was wrong, and in the end both sides would lose. The Fae laid down their arms in shame, but the human general was furious. She rose to strike down the oracle and swore revenge. The oracle escaped, and for many centuries laid in slumber at the center of this very island. Oh, we got a shout out. Okay. Shout out to Emily M. I don't know if you're in here, but we are now above 5.3K. Do we have another shout out besides Emily? Hi, Kevin. Yeah, I had everybody pick the name. I believe Zafine is a harpy. Squidsins wants you to know that there are only 13 collector's editions left for the Let's Get Physical option when you go to pledge on the Kickstarter for this game. Here is the link to the Kickstarter. And only 10 of the Let's Get Physical what a weird Alana. I can't with you. I love you. Yes, Zafine is a harpy, that's what I thought. Yeah, kind of the same thing. Kind of. The oracle escaped, and for many centuries laid in slumber at this very center of this island. That's a very sad and informative legend, but it really doesn't explain why I'm here. Don't worry, I'm getting there. For many years, this oracle was trapped in the earth, but eventually, as rain fell and seasons passed, a lake formed over her cage. She found she could see up into the outside world again, but she was still alone. Until a pixie that was looking for a new life was shipwrecked on the island during a storm. They were hurt and barely managed to crawl to the only source of fresh water, the Oracle's Lake. Did they survive? Yes. She saw them, barely clinging to life, and whispered that they just need to speak her name. The Oracle helped heal them, and then their Sphinx friend, who had also survived. But the general that she had been running from for so very long found her. And the three had no choice but to fight for their lives. That battle resulted in the general being erased from all time, save for the Oracle's own memory. And she herself infused her spirit into the very island we're standing on. Along with the two others, she swore to create a haven for all Fae being hunted down by human foe. That was many years ago, and we have grown quite a bit over the centuries. but at our heart, the program here remains the same. Yes, the demo! There's the link for the demo that Alana put in the thing, but it, for some reason, it looks weird in my chat room. To help injured Fae heal and to find new lives if needed. How have I never heard of this place before? In the past, we didn't treat that many water Fae. Less humans to do damage, of course. But as technology progresses, more and more of your kin end up here. We built an entire physical therapy facility to accommodate our more water-inclined brethren. Physical therapy? Medical room? How big is this place? We weren't always so blessed to have what we have now, but through the years we've been able to build everything we need for Fae recovery. When you're feeling better, I'll take you on a tour of the facility. Can't we go now? I think I want to get up and move. Are you sure you're up for it? You've had a very traumatic week. Yeah, it'll help me wrap my head around all this land stuff. If I start to feel sick, I promise I'll tell you. And now we go to the map. So, we have many places we can go here. And we're going to meet a whole bunch of awesome characters, but before I go any further, I wanted to make sure that if anybody who has dropped in and is new to the stream, hi, hello, welcome to the stream. Tonight I am demoing an awesome game by Squid Sin Squad, the indie company that I am part of. I'm part of the mobile department. I'm one of the artists. This is a PC game. It is called Love Mythos Sanctuary Island that we are trying to get funded on our Kickstarter, which I'm going to slap back right here in the comments, right here, for those of you who might want to give a little something something towards the cause. We are so close yet so far from our goal, and we really need your help in order to make this game a reality, because we want to bring this game to you, and we want to move on and bring a whole bunch of different games to you guys, because we're a new company, trying to get up on our feet. Something about feet. Yes. But there you go. There is the Kickstarter link. Alana, if you want to slap the demo down here and there for me. Alana Leilani is a cosplayer. You can find her on Facebook. She is the writer of the game. Sandy is the wonderful artist. And then, of course, we have an awesome programmer, awesome composer for the game. Really great team for this game, I tell you what. And, yes, I would be that chubby lady. I be that lady has the chub. Gunslinger. And not all of you are going to be able to see who I'm talking to. I just realized that because I'm using Restream and I can see who's talking on all of my different thingies. So, Alana, did you happen to throw the link to the stream from Twitter to the Discord group? Also, while we're talking about the Discord, and we're taking just a second, I'd like to let you all know that there is a Discord that is pretty awesome, I would say. It's called Curvy Army, that I have, yeah, go do that. That I have created, where gamers and geeks and cosplayers and artists and whatever in the geek community can all congregate and come together and talk games, talk geek, talk, you know, about a whole bunch of different subjects. There's so much going on in there, and it's a non-toxic environment for you to make friends. So there you go. Frank, all bodies are beautiful. Being thin doesn't make you gross. We ain't about that in here. We're about love for everybody, love for all body types. The chub, the thin, the in-between. Dad bods, mom bods, all the bods. I am also super thick. No worries there. I love you, Frank. Mwah. Even the thick. All the thick. All thick all the time. All the bodies, all the colors. No, Frank was being down on themselves because they have the skinny body, and I said even skinny people are really, really sexy. Oh, you've got an otter body. Is that what you're saying? Look what you started, Alana. I don't know. Everybody seemed to want to be crushed by you today, Alana. With that ad that we had for the Kickstarter. The ad is like, help us out or I'll crush you, and everybody's like, please! This is the first time I've ever not wanted to play a game just because I want to get crushed. Alright. So, I'm going to... Right? Please back the game! Crushing later! Alright, so let's head off to the first place here at the library and check out who's there. And this is the library if you're curious and want something, or want to look something up, or if you just want to read a book. What's a book? Oh, right. They're what we write our ideas on. I believe they're similar to the carving stones Waterfey use. Or tablets. Oh, books. Okay, I think I can remember that. Did I hear something about carving stones? I jolted and looked around, but I didn't see anything. It felt so odd being stuck on land. There was no current displacement to tell me what was around me. The voice could be coming from everywhere. Halima, what have we said about the prowling thing? Oh, right, sorry. The voice became a form. A dark-skinned woman stepping out from between two bookshelves. She had vibrant, beautiful eyes, and her entire lower body was that of some kind of cat. And she had wings? She looked more mixed up and hodgepodge than an omet. Hello. Well, aren't you fascinating? You smell like the sea, but you have two legs like a land dweller, almost like a riddle. Her cat half collapsed into what looked like a comfortable position, her coal-lined eyes regarding me delightedly. I love riddles. What are you, mysterious fey creature? Alright. And what are you, catbird lady? Would a riddle be a riddle if it explained its answer right off the wave? I think perhaps I should go. Which one should I choose? Viewers. Selection A. B. or C? Vote now! Alright, we'll go with the middle. Would a riddle be a riddle if it explained its answer right off the wave? Wouldn't want to give up an air of mystery when some people work so hard to cultivate that. Well, I suppose you're right, and an easy riddle is a boring riddle after all. Let me start over. I'm Halima, Sphinx and former guardian of the histories of Egypt. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. What is your name? Thanks, Obama Hava. And I'm a Selkie, by the way. A Selkie, origin, Scottish, Irish, and Faroese. A fae that resembles a seal in the water but a human on land. I've read about them, but never had the honor of meeting one in person. I must go research more. And now you've met our resident encyclopedia. Halima's species is known for gathering facts, as well as preserving and protecting them, of course. Yeah, I noticed. I know she's a character, but she has a habit of growing on people. I think she's absolutely adorable. Like mold? Yeah, I knew about mold. It was one of the first things Selkies were taught about land life. Well, that, and don't trust humans for anything. I'm surprised you know what that is, but no, not quite like mold. Anyways, we should continue. I don't want you overexerting yourself. Shout out to Frank G for donating to the Kickstarter. For any of you watching that would like to donate to the Kickstarter, here is the link to do so. And here we go. Where should we go next? There's the front lawn. Let's go to the front lawn. Let's see who's there. Ooh, we get to meet one of my favorites. You'll notice the front of the building here is only the beginning of what you'll find. It was built first, back when there were very few ways to smuggle enough supplies to... Watch out! Before I could really react, a mass of feathers and limbs crashed to the ground right in front of us, narrowly missing Zafine. I'm so sorry, Counselor Talon. What were you thinking? Suddenly, something was slithering into view from behind a tree. It was some sort of snake woman? That's what they were called, right? The long, winding bodies that look like eels. Or is it snicks? Snacks? The pile of feathers at my feet shifted, and I realized it was a boy who was similar to Zafine, just much smaller. This must have been the Talon the snake lady was yelling at, right? Oh, James is already in love. He loves the snake girls. Hi, Miguel. Oh, hey there, Zeffy. What's up? Talon, you could have really hurt yourself. You know, you're not cleared to fly. That's very true. Last I knew, Mina had not cleared for you for any sort of unsupervised flight. Relax, Sampala. And I'm sorry, Zeffy, but the breeze was blowing just right. I was hanging out on top of the gazebo, and this time I just knew I could glide. I just knew it. And look exactly where that got you. I swear, you have no sense of... Alright, guys. We should get going? Or what are you two arguing about, really? A or B, you decide. Oh. Seems like somebody has a favorite. Yeah, I know there's no middle option in this one. We should get going, or what are you two arguing about, really? I think I'll just pick the second one. We're arguing because he keeps pushing himself too hard and taking crazy risks. He's going to get himself hurt. She worries about me like she's my mom. She doesn't get it. Any day could be my breakthrough. And I'm not going to delay my chance to touch the sky any longer than I have to. Y'all just need to relax a little. Oh man, we got 3. Alright. I really think maybe you should listen to the snake girl. Woman, Faye, Sempala. You should listen to her. Hey, it's Talon's life. Who knows his water better than him? I'm sorry I wasn't listening. You two are just too adorable together. And which one should we pick? A, B, or C? Well, I know you can't answer, but they can answer. Give me a second. Okay, well the consensus seems to be B. I'll wait a couple of seconds before I make my choice. And all 8 love interests are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And if you check out the Kickstarter, right here, you can see all of them. All the sexy ladies and gents and otherwise. All of the mythological folk. Hey, it's Talon's life. Who knows his body better than him? Dang it, Alana! You waited too long. See, I told you, she's a Naga, not a snake lady. FYI. Me, I'm a harpy just like old Zephy here. And you are? A Selkie. My skin was stolen. No, it's okay. It's because there's a delay. Oh no, that's not what I meant. What's your name? It's Thanks Obama Hava. Nice. It's good to have more eye candy on the island. Well, this has certainly been enlightening, but we really must go before any plans about cliffs are finalized. Sempala, you can get Talon to the medical ward for another checkup? Absolutely. We took a few steps away from the strange pair before my guide let out a long sigh. I must apologize for them. Sempala and Talon spent much of their much of their time in captivity. They're missing certain social graces that are easy to take for granted. Captivity? It's a long story and one they should tell themselves if they are comfortable. Now, which location did you want to visit next? Alright, we're back to the map. Just in case anybody's new here, we are demoing Love Mythos, Sanctuary Island by the awesome indie game group. Oh my god, my mouth is tongue-tied. Squid Sin Squad, which I am part of. I am part of the mobile department. Alana Leilani, the lovely lady in the audience that is posting up links and stuff, she is the writer of said game here. Sandy is the awesome artist, and we have an awesome programmer and an awesome composer for the music as well. And like I said, we're here tonight. We're trying to get funding for our Kickstarter. This game is going to be a PC game. It's going to be launched on Steam. And we want to get this funded so we can get this game out and then get more awesome games out to you in the future. And this game's got lots of beautiful backgrounds, beautiful characters, tons of different species of mythological creatures that you can date, tons of different pathways you can take, storylines. There is going to be a PG-13 version and a not so PG-13 version for those of you who want to get down and dirty with some mythological peeps. So but and on to the next spot. There gonna be lots of dick and or vaginas or boths or lots of other things or multiples. Let's head to the garden and see what sexiness lies there. As much as we focus on growth and progress here, we also recognize that leisure time is incredibly important. The garden is open to all patients anytime, although we prefer if folk travel in pairs after dark. Many like to read here, but there are also occasional patient and staff-run festivals and parties. And of course, don't forget performances by the former heart of the Cirque du Sabbat himself. I looked towards the sound to see someone emerging from the shadows of a willow. It was a fae I had actually heard of before in my tablets. He was a satyr, also known as a faun. They were mischievous and known for their charm. I wasn't surprised when he bowed and handed each of us a flower. It suited exactly the sort of over-the-top charisma I expected. Beautiful things for beautiful beings. Should we not talk to him? I'm not really into flowers, but thank you. Or thank you, that's very sweet of you. A, B, or C? Yeah, what we're demoing tonight is the Safe for Work version. It's a Safe for Work demo. They wouldn't let me put all the juiciness on the Facebook. But if you really want to play the whole game all the way through, then you have to help us kickstart this bad boy and go to that link that Alana just put down. That'd be interesting. A tentacle dick. That is true, 'cause bird peeps. Alright, I got one vote for B. Anybody else want to put in C? Okay, I got one for B, one for C, two for B. Going once. Going twice. Alright. I'm not really into flowers, but thank you. Faki. And not into flowers, but they're made to be visually appealing. From their coloring to their scent, to the delicate silk of their petals, they're designed to attract the eye. And I'm guessing you think the same of yourself? Wow, this reminds me of somebody today. I should be so bold. But more to the point, what should I call the charming creature who dislikes blooms? Thanks, Obama Hava. I see. Thanks, Obama Hava. Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Oh, I forgot the scrumple part. The honorary scrumples part. Thanks, Obama Hava. Scrumples. Or scrumpies. This is one of them. Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? If you ever need a song or a smile, feel free to come find me here. Oh, yes. Yes, Faki's personality reminds me of somebody that we talked to earlier today. Except Faki is much more delightful. I could always use a dance partner on such a small island with far too many quadrupeds. True, Faki is almost always playing hooky out there in the flowers. Don't you have a session with Counselor Thomas right now? I truly admire how dedicated you are to my healing, but I'm afraid I was distracted by a hummingbird as she danced through one of the lilac bushes. Besides, I would have missed the opportunity to welcome a Selkie onto our humble island. My eyebrows shot up to my hairline in surprise. Did I mention that eyebrows were strange? Because they were. No! Don't hate Faki. You know who Faki kind of reminds me of because of personality, and I don't know why. Like, I just got, like, this Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure kind of vibe from the way that he, like, kind of jives. He's just like, everything's beautiful, people are awesome, I'm awesome. They didn't keep me warm like my head hair, and they didn't help me navigate like whiskers. What was the point other than being shady bushes for my eyes? Oh right, Faki had said something. How did you know what I am? I don't have my skin, so I'm essentially a human. Why, I was born and raised in Ireland, my dear. I'm very familiar with the stories of your beguiling people. And although I'm sure it's exceptionally tragic that you currently don't have your beautiful skin, I assure that you aren't any less fey than you were before. Aw, see, he's such a sweetheart. Well, that certainly wasn't how I'd been expecting the conversation to go. It was getting a bit heavy for a how do you do talk, so I quickly changed the subject. Then where's your accent? That is a long tale for another day. For now, I have some truly important matters to attend to with Mr. Thomas. I fear that if I do not attend to them post-haste, Miss Zafine here will have my hide. He gave me a broad wink. It seemed this Faki held up to the flirty satyr stereotype. Now if you excuse me, I really must go. He scampered nimbly out of sight, and I watched him curiously while Zafine just sighed. That was certainly eventful. Where would you like to go next? Hey, hornies! Hi, Image! Alright, to those of you who are just joining in or dropping by, I am testing out, demo testing Love Mythos Sanctuary Island from an awesome indie company called Squidsin Squad. Hey, I got it this time. My tongue didn't go blah, blah, blah. That I'm a part of. I'm part of the mobile department. I'm one of the artists. This is a PC game. It's going to be released on Steam if we can get that Kickstarter up and funded, which we need your help to do. So, if you like what you're seeing here, if you are picking up good vibes from this game, you can check out the Kickstarter here and give us a little something towards towards getting this game out, because we get this game out, you guys can, the faster we get it funded, the faster we get this game out, the faster you guys can play it, and then the more content we can bring you. Ooh, top of the building, upper, next. Okay, so you want to go to water therapy. Got it. So in this facility, we have both salt and freshwater pools, along with a system of pipes that allow water fay to swim through the entire campus. That's awesome. I can't wait to... Oh. What's wrong? I forgot I don't know how to swim in this form. You have suffered quite a loss, but physical therapist Min Su would be more than able to help you learn how to swim. She's an expert in every type of aquatic fay anatomy. Oh, there she is now. Now, Samira, you have been running laps for over 2 hours. I really need you to take a breather. I peered over into the pool to see a gorgeous mermaid floating there. Breathing is for the weak. She had a mischievous sort of look on her face. She flipped and went back under the water. Her tail smacked loudly, and before I knew it, I was splashed by the spray. Samira, that was quite rude. So do we not talk? Normally I like to introduce myself before somebody gives me a bath, or they don't teach manners in the Pacific Ocean. Make your choice now, A, B, or C. Which would you like me to pick? Alright, I'll just give it another second. It looks like B is going to be the choice. The consensus is for the middle, so I guess that is what we will go with. Normally, I like to introduce myself before someone gives me a bath. Normally, I like to introduce myself before someone gives me a bath. Well, you looked a little dry for Atlantean. I just wanted to help. How did you know I was Atlantean? I don't even have my skin. Are you kidding? I can smell that salt on you a mile away. I'm Samira, by the way. You? Thanks, Obama Hava Scrumples. Well then, thanks, Obama Hava Scrumples. I'll catch you later. That is so... bleh. Once I get to the Hava and then try to switch to the Scrumples, it just... bleh. As you can see, our patients have the final say in their therapy. Even if they don't have the best temperament for it. So where should we go next? Alright. Next we're going to head over to physical therapy, I think, and meet Torin. She is a very salty lady. You're in a unique position where you'll be using both of our therapy rooms. Here, physical therapist Davros will help you with things like walking, running, and climbing. Did you ever go on shore when you had your selkie skin? A couple of times. I wasn't a big fan. I understand. This isn't going to be an easy transition for you. I'm telling you, Torin, you wouldn't have half these issues if you just listened to my recommendation. We rounded a corner and I came face to face with two giant men rippling with muscles. What are those? That is our talented PT, Davros, and a fellow patient here, Torin. You will meet many species you've never seen before. In the future, it would be best to try and curb the shock in your expression. Sorry. Blushing, I looked back to the two massive Fae to see that the younger one was staring at me, frozen in place. Okay, so this skips most of the intro stuff, so it's going to be either between B or C. So they're called medical professionals for a reason. You should probably listen. Or we didn't mean to eavesdrop. I'm new. You can call me Thanks Obama Hava Scrumples. Perfect question! Because here we are! Here are some minotaurs. We haven't gone with the bottom at all. We've all been going with B, so I feel like we should go bottom. My vote's for bottom. Frank says bottom. Ooh, smart. Smart, Frank. We didn't mean to eavesdrop. I'm new. You can call me Thanks Obama Hava Scrumples. Torin. I have to go. Yeah, I don't know. I'll check that bot later. I don't know who's let me even see who's on Twitter. Okay, so I can post it. So let me post the link right here. If you guys are liking what you're seeing here on the stream, you can go to the Kickstarter and give us a little something to go towards getting this game funded. I watched the giant of a young man stomp past me, his eyes locked dead ahead. What got up his blowhole? I didn't know, but certainly wanted to avoid it. Sorry about that. Been struggling with that, boy. If you'll excuse me, I gotta go to my next session. It was nice to meet you. Thanks, Obama Hava Scrumples. We'll be seeing plenty of each other. Davros and Torin are both minotaurs, to answer your earlier question. In the future, if you wish to find out what kind of fae someone is, you can politely ask them. They no doubt will ask you in return. We don't see many Selkies here in the Pacific. No, I would guess not. Without our skin, we look just like humans. But that does not mean that you still aren't fae. Appearances may change, but that doesn't mean you've lost who you are. You know that, right? I guess. Good, alright. Now where to next? Alright, so next up we have the meadow. We're gonna meet Cabello. Who is one of... I really like this character. A big field is part of the tour. We like to call it the meadow, but this is where a lot of our four-legged friends like to run. And occasionally we have games here. You'll learn about those in your culture class. Should you choose to attend it, that is. Attendance is not mandatory. Culture class? Yes, there are many things you'll have to pick up if you want to live an independent life on land. Don't worry, it sounds much more boring than it is. Don't worry, it sounds much more boring than it is. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh look, here comes one of your fellow students, and yes, he's a centaur. Possibly the most well-known of all our species. Sure enough, something was moving towards us quite quickly. As they drew closer, I saw they were indeed a half-man, half-horse fae, and he was pretty. My jaw dropped automatically before I remembered to snap it back up. He had the sort of effortless beauty that was supposed to belong to mermaids only. I wasn't sure if I should feel intimidated by his ridiculous good looks or drawn to them. And did I mention that he was also naked? I tried to keep my eyes on his human torso, but suddenly it was very evident why merfolk joked that centaurs were the whales of the land. "G'day, Zafine. What has you visiting the meadow in this middle of the day?" He had an odd musicality to his voice. I knew it was an accent, but I couldn't really place it. It sounded similar to Pacifica, but more twangy? "Just showing around our new friend." "Thanks, Obama, Hava. Scrumples. This is Caballo." "Ace, nice to meet you, Sheila." We have 3 choices. I think I'm supposed to do something called shaking hands now. What in the ocean is a Sheila? Nice to meet you as well, Caballo. Which one should we choose? We haven't chosen A at all. I feel like we should choose the first one, because it's not like a blank, so I don't think that it's just going to skip things. But what do you guys want to choose? What should we say to this sexy horse boy? I think A is a viable option. I don't think it's a skipper. Yeah, because before it was blank, blank, blank. No, we've done middle so much. I say A. Frank says A. I think we should go A. A? Oh, it's still, if, oh, okay, so A is still, even though this one doesn't have just, you know, like dot dot dot, it's still a skipper. Okay, so we'll just go with C then. Because we haven't done C as much. Okay. Nice to meet you as well, Caballo. Anyways, I've only got 15 minutes before my next class, so I'm gonna get back to my run. Can't get rusty while I'm here, can I? Just be careful. You know what Minsu said about your leg. Don't worry, I'm taking care of my body leg. See you later in the Arvo, Zafine. Arvo? Afternoon. You'll pick up on what he means pretty quickly if you talk to him enough. I didn't realize that one language could have so many possible dialects. I hear it's like how most seas have their own twists on the Atlantean, Pacifica, and Indian common tongues. Oh, that makes sense. I guess I just never put much thought into how you land folk get by. That's common enough. Life is a complex, winding path. Sometimes you're so busy learning how to survive in your perspective. Did we? No, the whale part was the dick joke. We missed the dick joke? What? Now I'm sad. And there's no way to go back. Sometimes you're so busy learning how to survive in your perspective. It's hard to fathom that someone else might have a completely different one. I didn't say anything, but that was mostly because I didn't have anything to say. I wasn't the oh my god. Tongue-tied. Philosophizing type. Or at least I didn't think I was. Oh, yeah, we were all kind of talking in the comments. I was like, wait a minute, I thought that I already had read it. Or at least I didn't think I was. Either way, I'm worried about keeping you out too long. Let's keep going. Alright, so this is the last place to go to. But before I go to the forest edge and we meet an absolute beauty. If you're just joining us, I am streaming Love Mythos Sanctuary Island, which is a game by Squidsin Squad, an indie company that I am part of. I am part of the mobile department as one of the artists. Alana Leilani is in the comments. She is the feisty, beautiful cosplay seamstress writer lady. And we're here tonight demoing this for you guys, hoping that we can get some more funding for this Kickstarter. We have like 16 days left to fund it, and I believe we have like 2.7k, I think, is where we're at, that we still need. But here's the link to the Kickstarter if you guys haven't already hopped on the support train. I like that. Support the fucking game so you can fall in love. But yeah, so there we go. There, we both dropped links. Oh, 2.65k now. Okay. So we need 2.65k now to get this game off the ground. And we need your help. It's going to be a PC game for Steam. There's going to be a PG-13 option and a not so PG-13, a sexier option for those of you who like to get down and dirty. Also, there are like 19 endings to this game. So there's a lot of replayability. There is a lot of diversity in the game. Different merfolk of all colors, shapes, sizes, orientations. Why so expensive? Well, to put it frankly, because we need to be able to pay the people that helped make the game. Like the wonderful artist Sandy, who has done all this beautiful art. You see all this beautiful background here and the characters and stuff. That artist needs to get paid. The programmer needs to get paid. Etc, etc. So, yeah. So, I mean, we need to get up to that 8k mark so we can pay everybody and get it put on Steam and bring it to you guys so you can play the shit out of this and screw all the sexy monsters. And you want to do that? Yes, I think you do. I do. I was the original artist for the game. I've been here since the beginning. I had to give the torch over to Sandy because that's when my seizures started. And she's done a wonderful job with the artwork. And I think that you guys are going to love this game, honestly. So, like I said, click that button. Help us kickstart this game. Fae here come from all walks of lives and climates. We found that just having a place to get away to can be incredibly relieving. This forest serves as a mini-haven to those fae that enjoy dense foliage. There are no cameras or trainers or any sort of rehabilitation machines within, just trees and birds and nature. It's nice, almost like a coral reef back home, but less colorful. Everything above the water was less colorful. It was mildly depressing. That's an interesting way to put it. I suppose they're somewhat similar. Our worlds are not so different. My forest, your lovely homes, human countries. The world would be a much better place if people realized this and stopped focusing on the divisions we have made up to separate ourselves. Yes, I'm doing the art for a mobile game. I'm part of the mobile department, and I do the art for that. I scanned the trees before I spotted the speaker. All I could see was a topless girl with long flowing hair. It wasn't until she stepped out of the woods that I noticed her iridescent horn and animal body. She was a, what was that word? Pony, horse. That's what it was. But was being naked a normal thing? Not that she wasn't beautiful, but I had been under the impression that landfolk were obsessed with modesty. Always swaddling themselves in fabric of all sorts of different shades and textures. I've read reefs are full of pinks and blues and dazzling yellows. It sounds absolutely beautiful, but I still appreciate the deep umber of the earth here and the bright green of the leaves, with the viridian needles of pines. Perhaps it is better to think of it as merely different instead of less than. Thank you, Buriko. But thanks Obama Chava, Scrumples was just expressing their opinion. Okay, so A is out of the question. Okay, so seems having your head so high above the ground makes it easy to forget what it's like for all of us on the ground. Or, true, I guess. Yeah, you don't have to spend money to play the demo. However, if you want to support us and get this game off the ground, you got to throw in a little cheddar. We need some of that cheddar. Oh, so C is not good. Okay, so middle, okay. Seems having your head so high above the ground makes easy to forget what it's like for all of us on the ground. I never said either was better, just one was more colorful. The lecture wasn't needed. It can be so stressful coming here for the first time. I realize you no doubt are a lovely person and didn't mean that unveiled jab. That's awfully generous of you. Maybe one day I'll be just as gracious. Perhaps. I prefer to think of kindness as a natural response. If you don't mind, I was just passing through on my way to class. We'll speak later, I'm sure. I didn't know centaurs were such hippies. I'm impressed you know what a hippie is. Oh, and Buriko isn't a centaur, but she had a horse body. I could have sworn. Don't feel bad. It's easy to be confused with all these new land fae. But Buriko is an Angate. Think of it as a cousin to the centaur, but usually with a horn, smaller in stature, and only female. Only female? How do they reproduce? That's not really my area of study. Although I'm sure if you had one-on-one with Buriko, she would be more than happy to tell you. She's quite sweet. Huh. I've only been here a few hours and I already feel like there's so many things I don't know. Well, that's because there are. But don't worry, you will not be alone on this journey. You can stay with us until you feel you are ready to start your own life as land fae. And if I'm never ready, then you will always have a family here. We force no one out. That made me feel a bit better. In just a few days, I had been captured, had my skin stolen. Then I was finally rescued, only to find that I would never truly visit my home again. It was a lot to think about. Did you want to keep going? Where would you like to visit next? I appreciate you taking the time to go through the tour with me. We have just one last order of business. Now, you didn't have any clothing when you came in, so we have issued you several outfits. They're in the trunk at the end of your bed. That's the brown box thing. If you need help putting them on, I have no problem teaching you. But the reason I bring this up is because we have health monitors for all patients. And you didn't have anything we were able to enchant. Obviously, we can't have you running about the island without a way to contact us. I hope you understand. So we made you this necklace. But if it isn't to your liking, we can use something else. She handed me a beautiful opal shell that had been affixed to some twine. This is for me? She nodded, smiling softly at me. It's enchanted to monitor your heart rate, hydration levels, and the like. It won't tell us your location for your privacy's sake unless one of your vital stats reaches critical, or it's broken. It has a few other more fun uses, but the other patients here can explain those to you. Please wear it as often as possible if you can. It's for your own safety. I stared at the seemingly innocuous thing. I had to admit, I was feeling pretty touched that they had made something just for me. And sure, maybe a necklace wasn't my thing, but it didn't quite matter. And since socialization is very important to many Fae's healing processes here, we've enchanted a sort of game into it so you can interact with other residents here. Even if you're not sure how to start a conversation. From what I understand, several of our patients use them as a way to settle bets or conflict. How do I play? Oh, I can show you how. Just hold the necklace in your palm and think about having fun. It's pretty simple. To win, you need to destroy all the balls in your field before the time runs out, or the opponent's field gets cleared. Use your mouse cursor or the arrow keys in the keyboard to aim, and to shoot, click with the mouse or press the spacebar. Ready? Now, let's see if I can do this, because I fucked it up one of the other times. Okay. Ready? Oops. Okay. Oh my god, I looked at the wrong thing. Yep, I did. I was looking at the wrong part of it. See, you got this in your first try, not bad. So the medics just want to keep you here another day or so, just to make sure you're recovered from everything you went through. Please press the button if you need anything. I'll reconnect your IV, then let you rest. Okay, so I think I can manage that. And where am I going once I'm cleared? We will have your own dorm furnished and waiting for you. I'm trying to make sure that it's close to the water physical therapy for your convenience. Thanks. And with that, she headed out the door, leaving me alone with my thoughts and all the beeping machines. That was always one of the upsides I heard about land. They had fantastical machines that could do crazy things without magic. Oh, and also donuts. Sugary circles of bread or not, this was a strange new world I was living in. I could only wonder what tomorrow would bring. Alright, so we have 2 places we can go, and I believe I'm going to start with the garden. And talk to Fucky. It's magical life alert. I need a pharmacist. I remember it as, I believe, Bust a Move, or, what was the other game? I don't remember. I looked down at my schedule as I sat on the stone bench, tucked back behind a blooming bush. It had been another week since I had arrived, and while I had been grateful for the rest and medical attention, I was anxious to get out of the medical room I was residing in. Counselor Zafine had been very helpful, supplying me with a map and a schedule. At first I had puzzled over what they could be for, but Zafine patiently explained to me how land fae marked areas of importance in relation to each other. It was so different from the water, with no current marks or channels or migration patterns. In fact, the piece of parchment was so comparatively bare at first I thought it was a joke. It wasn't, by the way. As for the schedule, Zafine went over how there was a very loose flow to the island. Certain counselors held classes on a rotating basis with set office hours, while the PTs had set blocks for specific residents of the island. The classes I could attend whenever I wanted to, or not at all. But I would need to see the physical therapists in person to determine my schedule with them. I was feeling a bit overwhelmed by it all. This land world played by a rule set I wasn't familiar with. I could only hope that one day a fair maiden might regard me with such concentration. I looked up to see the satyr standing under a willow just a few feet away. Only a maiden? Well, it could be a lad, but he'd have to be a very pretty one, and light on his hooves. I hadn't quite been expecting that, and smiled despite myself. Maidens or lads aside, where did you come from? Moving on land was much more restricted after all. Unless gifted with flight, a terrestrial could really only approach a person on the plane, very much unlike the water. Where do any of us come from? The gods, the earth, scattered celestial particles from some cosmic explosion? Okay, so that's, you know what I mean. I don't really understand what you said, but it sounded nice enough, or I think you assumed that I like to hear your voice as much as you do. I think C is the best option. But what do you guys think? Yeah, I like C too. So does everybody think C? I think C. They're there. There's 9 people still watching. Hexter from Twitch says C, so I'm gonna go with it. I think you've assumed I like to hear your voice as much as you do. Well, why wouldn't you? I'm clearly quite charming. Did you need something? As a performer is always in search of an audience. So, yes, I suppose. Performer, huh? You said something about a circus, if I remember right. From what I was reading when I was laid up in the medical room, that's like our carnivals. Ah, yes, carnivals. Once a siren regaled me with tales of her wild aquatic festivals. Are they truly as rapturous as she made them sound? I suppose that depends on whether you find colossal squid wrangling, kraken baiting, and thousands of drunk sea fae rapturous. He looked absolutely delighted. Well, that does sound like my crowd. Tell me, my fae friend, would you mind if I had a seat with you? You would know normal protocol better than me. I suppose I could tolerate you for a spot longer. No, I think you're fine where you are. What do you guys want me to pick? I would probably pick B. Yeah. I suppose I could tolerate you for a spot longer. Your generosity knows no bounds. You're certainly a smooth one, aren't you? I've been accused of that before. They say my indelible charm has been handed down through generations, so I can't take credit for all of it. It is cheeky, and I like being cheeky. So, yes, I hear that inbreeding can cause stagnation in genetic traits. It's so awful. That's so mean. I think you think you're much more charming than you actually are. So mean. The middle one is so mean. Oh god. You're basically being like, oh, you know, maybe if you weren't your, like, brother's uncle twice removed on your mother's side. I think you think you're much more charming than you actually are. Nonsense. I am exactly as charming as I think I am. I even have scientific proof. Scientific proof? Huh? Like what? Like my smile. I once convinced a harpy to let me juggle her eggs. That sounds so lewd. My voice. I once sang before an entire tent and brought them to tears. Even my tongue, silver-tipped or coated in gold, however you want to say it, I once brought a very fetching cyclops to... I think maybe I should go. So soon? Please, before you scamper off with your certainly shaped legs, would you be so kind as to play a game with me? What kind of game? The one that's been enchanted into our totems. You probably get asked to play this multiple times. Us Landfae are a bit obsessed with our games and puzzles. Samir compares it to her people's needs to sing and break into group dances all the time. I like that reference to the Little Mermaid. Mermaids are pretty known for that, although usually their dances involve a human drowning. It's a bit of a stereotype, but okay. I'm gonna do mermaids are pretty known for that. Mermaids are pretty known for that, although usually their dances involve a human drowning. Samira tells me that's just a harmful stereotype, but given how she acts, I think it's pretty believable. However, I wouldn't mind spending plenty of times around yours. Let's just play the game. Oh my god! I can't believe I lost that. Huh, I guess your confidence is slightly earned. Careful, you continue to lavish me with such compliments and my ego might burst through my skull. Well, we wouldn't want that. How about another round? I'm a beginner, you know. As fun as this has been, I've got to go visit my dear counselor, and I'm sure you have someplace to be. So suppose we shall talk again? Yeah, sure, I'll see you around. Okay, so water therapy it is. With Samira, James's favorite. There is a saving system. There is. If you go with this save game, load game, there's several places to save at. At least for the demo. I'm not sure about with the game. Even if I couldn't be in the water like I wanted to, I could at least enjoy a nice swim in my new form. Or something close to it. I'd seen other Selkies move through water in their land form in the past. That meant I could too, right? It seemed easy enough, although the body I had now had far too much limb. I changed into the bathing suit that Zafine had given me, flustered on how it was both tight and stretchy. But once I had it on, it felt remarkably similar to right before I had a good shed. Not bad. I headed towards the large pool, thinking back to when Zafine had first brought me the strange garment. She told me the first thing wasn't required, as modesty apparently wasn't forced on the island, but my new body looked so different, so wrong, that I wasn't really comfortable traipsing around in the nude. Naked was supposed to be when one felt the most vulnerable, but this was deeper than that. My skin had been stolen, my connection to the water and magic of my people. I was stripped from everything and left with a strange body so alien from the one that felt right to me. Oh, but my old form, now that I had been proud of. My sides had been so sleek, you could also catch a reflection in the fur. And I had often heard that I was the most aerodynamic shape my pod had ever seen. But now I was all angles and gangly limbs. So, are you actually going to get in, or are you just going to stand there like a mammal? I'm sorry, I didn't realize there was a time limit on contemplation here. I am a mammal even when I've got my skin. So, I'm going to go with, I'm a mammal even when I've got my skin. I'm a mammal, even when I've got my skin. Oh right, I forgot Selkie are warm bloods. You guys don't visit the deep Pacific often. Yeah, that's a bit too warm for us. We're built to insulate. I see that. I meant my old form, not this one. Did you? How silly of me. I decided not to respond and gave the room another cursory glance. Samira ducked back under and continued to swim laps, surfacing occasionally to cough or wheeze. Abruptly, the water had been so much a part of my life, seemed intimidating and foreign. How were my weirdly long arms and legs supposed to move through it? Sure, I'd learned that thumbs were pretty rad since I'd woken up, but what I wouldn't give for fins. Still not ready to actually get in the water, I settled for conversation instead, sitting at the edge of the pool. I waited until the mermaid surfaced again, coughing so hard I wondered if I should pat her back. That doesn't sound very healthy. Probably because it's not. If it was healthy, I wouldn't be here, would I? I got the distinct feeling that Samira didn't abide small talk. I would have to remember that. What happened to get you here, that is? You don't want to hear about it. Just know it sucks and I hate humans. I heard a bitterness in her voice that perfectly echoed the anger within me. Although I tried to ignore mine while I healed, it was hard not to plunge into the bitterness dripping from her tone. I'd heard that misery loved company, but not one had ever warned me that unadulterated rage wanted an army. Humans kidnapped me, stole my skin, and ran off. I'm trapped on land, and I'm never going home. That got the mermaid to stop, and she really looked at me for the first time since I met her. Shit, that does suck. I nodded, shifting from side to side. Zafine had taught me that certain limbs could fall asleep, and it seemed my butt was doing just that. Human bodies were so stupid. Whoever wanted a prickly butt? Seemed like a design flaw, if you asked me. Pretty much. I'm doing my best to learn here. Yeah, they may have stolen my skin. Or, yeah, I'm just as angry as you are. It isn't fair. It isn't right. I wish I could just make them... wish I could make them feel how I do. Thank you, James, for backing the game. Shout out to James. JC. And not Jesus Christ. James Cross. I think... You guys want to go with B? Oh, I got one vote for C, one vote for B. I think that I am going to say... Oh, we got a tiebreaker. Middle. But I'm going to do my best to learn here. Yeah, they may have stolen my skin, but I'm not going to give them the power to steal my entire life. That's admirable. Unrealistic, but admirable. I prefer to be more realistic. We are two fae trapped on a magical hidden island powered by a dead oracle. Where does realistic come in? Fair enough. The mermaid nodded and her tail slapped at the water. Funny, not a lot about this situation seems fair. First lesson you should know while you're here is life's never fair once humans are involved. I opened my mouth to say something, but paused as I saw the expression the fae wore on her face. The mermaid looked like she was considering something, her large eyes clouded with thought. When she did speak, her tone was low, but with a heated edge to it. I could feel the rage radiating from each word. I was studying some new flora on a reef, far from home. I was so excited seeing new schools I'd never met. One second I was watching those tiny, delicate pods burst to life. The next, everything was on fire. And now I'm here. She paused, and I thought maybe that was the end of her story, but then words were rushing out of her like lava. And the worst thing is, I'm one of the lucky ones. This, being covered in oil, rotting from the inside out. This is lucky. She let out an enraged snarl like she had suddenly gone over some limit and dove back in the water. She swam 2 laps before shooting up from the liquid, hacking so violently I was sure she would hurt herself. Damn it, I can't even breathe anymore. That's the most basic fucking thing in the world and I can't even do it. I knew the pain and anguish lacing her tone, the anger at having even the most basic building blocks yanked away. I suddenly found myself wanting to help her forget, if only for a couple minutes. Hey, so I learned a game from one of the landers. Want to play? To my surprise, she drifted over, although she still looked pretty angry. You mean that dumbass totem game? Sure. There we go. And there we go. Not bad, I suppose. Or, not bad. I suppose I should probably be embarrassed that a newcomer beat me. Nah, I'm sure it was a lucky fluke. Don't downplay your skills. The world will do enough of that for you. Good point. I guess I could say that I did pretty okay then. We'll have to play again sometime. But for now, I've got 100 more laps to go. Are you sure your physical therapist would be okay with that? She gave me a sly wink. I won't tell if you won't. And with that, she plunged under the water once more, cutting through the liquid like a bullet. I couldn't help but be jealous, especially since I couldn't even get myself into the water. But I still enjoyed watching her go. Sure, she was rough around the fins, but I had the feeling Samira could be a great friend. Alright. And now back to the garden with Faki. Before I go, just so you guys know, I don't know who's been in here the whole time and who hasn't, we are demoing Love Mythos Sanctuary Island. It is a game created by Squid Sin Squad. It's an indie developer company where yours truly works in the mobile department for artwork. This game, however, is on the PC. It's going to be, well, when it's we're trying to kickstart this game. It's going to be on the PC. It's going to be through Steam. We are, the last I checked, 2.65k away from our goal, which is 8k. And if you like what you see here, you can back us on our Kickstarter, which you can find right here. And check it out. Alana, if you want to throw up the demo in case they want to check it out on their own, that'd also be cool too. Thank you to everybody who's watched and donated tonight. This is like the very last part of the demo. Like I said, if you want to follow the link for the Kickstarter, if you liked what you saw here and you want to see this game come out on Steam, so you could play to your heart's content. There's going to be like 19 different endings. There are mythological creatures across the board of all sizes, shapes, races, species. It is an amazing game made by some amazing people. Kick us a little bit of money to our Kickstarter. We got 16 days left. And we end it with Faki. There you are. I believe we have a score to settle. Huh, I don't think we've known each other long enough for me to end up in debt to you. The game. Alright, let's play again then, shall we? Oh boy. Shoot. There we go. So. Dun, 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 dun. Whoops. There we go. Look Look at that, you won, of course. I was being a gentleman. Sure you were. What? I wasn't going to beat you senseless during our first game. How considerate of you. I assure you, I'm pretty sure I don't need any mercy. Why, you're certainly cocky. It's only cockiness if I can't back it up. Next time, maybe bring a little bit of a challenge, huh? I didn't know why banter was coming so easily to me with this strange man. It was almost like being home. I will try my hardest. Good day, fair lad. Good day. I watched him go before returning to look at my schedule. I had a whole new world to explore, but I never wanted so badly to return to the water. Too bad it wasn't an option. Sighing, I rolled up the parchment and made the slow, laborious walk back to the medical room. I did wince. And I just wanted to thank you guys for coming in. This game, shout out to Miss Penny Scandal, a good friend that we lost last year. Character background, UI artist is Sandy Hong, composer is Steven Scherber, programmer is Roger Pug, and writer-editor is Alana Leilani. If you liked what you saw here, and you want to see this game funded, you need to go here and throw some cheddar our way, because we are close, but yet so far to our goal. We need to make it to 8K in order to make this dream of getting our game out there and out on Steam for you guys to play a reality. There's going to be 19 different endings. There's a PG-13 version if you're not so into the lewd. There is also the regular version, which is going to be super lewd. So, if you like mythological creatures and you wants to dates them all and possibly bangs them, then you needs to back our Kickstarter. So check it out. Again, I'd like to thank everybody who came tonight to check out the demo. We love you, we appreciate you, and thank you to Frank and James especially. And I believe the first person who donated his name was Emily. I don't know if she's in the stream still, or if she was in the stream, or if it was just coincidence, but thank you to you as well. I am going to take a small break and then possibly come back for some Overwatch. If you just give me like 5 minutes, I'm gonna take a $5, and then I'll be right back.